Yo, good morning, everyone. Sorry about the late start here. I was operating on nightcap time, evidently, and I apologize. But hey, here we are, guys. Market's opening up in the green right now. We have looking over at the stock side right now. The Dow is opening up in the green. We got the S&P opening up in the green. The NASDAQ opening up in the green right now. Bitcoin moving, guys. We got PPI data this morning, and another great chart from Chart Prime there again, getting that move right there. Look, overnight we bounced again in the 3D trend, just getting another entry on a trade. I'm in quite a few trades right now as we speak. Just looking here very quickly, you can see right there over my shoulder, I got all my trades in the green except for one. It's down about $6, guys. Let's go. Let's get it. It's time. You guys know how we do this. It's class in session. Let's get it started. Roll it. Roll it. Good morning to everyone. Welcome to the Morning Market Report. This is the show, the best show on the Piper Academy. I'm just going to go ahead and put it out there. You might have DEGEN trading going on the nightcap and all the party and everyone's there, but where do you get the real alpha, the stuff that matters? Right here, Morning Market Report, guys. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate you all being here, guys. Markets are getting a good move today, and I'm excited about today's show. PPI data came in a little hot. We'll look at that. When you exclude energy, food, stuff like that, it came in a little hot. But we did get some decent job numbers. I think today is going to be another green day for us. But it's not just my opinion. I got my co-host. It's his too. What's up, OC guy? How you doing, man?
Doing fantastic. Just following a fly just flying around me. No, well, it's a mosquito actually. I don't know why. Today it's been hell with mosquitoes. I have my electric racket right now, right beside me, just getting ready to kill some mosquitoes and also some price action. By the way, right now, DEGEN that we talked about yesterday is exploding. Hopefully, you guys took that trade. I'm about to. I'm taking profits as we speak right now. Yeah, TP1 already moved, taken. I'm going to be, throughout the show, I'm going to be moving my stop to entry and then aiming to 0.025 for the rest of the trade. We'll see how it deploys. Let's see how it ends up.
Put that one on the list, and also put AKT on the list. We just had a request in the chat already to take a look at AKT today, so we will get around to that. Shout out to everybody that's in the chat right now with us. Let's go through this real fast here just to see who we got. We got the Dusty Hunt in here, Crypto Trades, Retro Mike Tech, Alexander G, the Mod Queen Extraordinaire in the house with us. Guys, if you guys looked yesterday, there was now chapters. Shout out to Alexander G. We love you so much. You are a blessing to this space. Emil in the house. That's the one that asked for the AKT. We'll get that up for you. Username. Who else we got in here? Donato Cabrera is in the house. We've got the OC guy sitting right next to me and in the chat. We got Harp in here with us. Average Crypto Joe. Ninja Glock is in here. Who else do we have in the house? Let's see here. Museum of Corruption, good to have you here, man. God, you guys are just blowing up the chat today. I appreciate all of you guys. Let's go ahead and jump into the news. OC, I want to get through that as quickly as possible. Moho's in the house too. Appreciate you. And Trent Brock is in here with a yo back to you, Trent Brock. Let's go take a look at the news today. I want to get this broken down so that we can get this out of the way, because I want to get into what we're seeing on the charts. I think it's going to be pretty important. So let me get everything set up here for the move. There we go. And then let's jump over to the news. And OC, I'll be right back with you, bro. All right, guys, taking a look at the news here, what we're seeing on the charts. Let me make sure that that's adjusted. There we go. We do have crypto market cap sitting at $3.1 trillion right now, up to 0.21%. Volume, not bad, up about 13.2%. We are getting a small little pullback right now as we speak. Don't worry about this dominance. We'll look at it on TradingView. Jumping over here, past 24 hours, 188,663 traders were liquidated. Total liquidations coming in at $671 million. Largest single liquidation, guys, was on Bitcoin for $32 million on a single trade. Absolutely insane there. Looking at the crypto bubbles here, let's give that a refresh. Look, guys, on the daily, some red, some green. Look here in the hourly, some red, some green. But what do you notice there? Let's look at these big movers. Brett, PEPE, Mog, Peanut, Popcat, Whiff. Guys, these are all meme coins, so it's pretty crazy. FD White Invest, what's up, bro? How you doing, man? Welcome to the show. That is the co-host of Crypto Nightcap. Glad to see him here. But yeah, these meme coins absolutely ripping off today. And looking over here at economic data, let's talk about this because here's the important info. We're just going to break down some of the quick stuff here, then I'm going to show you the more detailed stuff inside. PPI month over month came in at 0.2%. They did a revision. That's what that little R is right there. After that, it was at 0%. It's now 0.1. So they revised last month's PPI. Shocker, right? Consensus is now at 0.2 and forecast was at 0.2. It came in at the consensus and forecast despite this revision here that we had. Core PPI for month over month. This excludes your food and energy costs. See, excludes food and energy right there. This one came in at 0.3%. Consensus was 0.3. Forecast was 0.2. They did not do a revision, but it is up 0.1%. So it met the expectations of a consensus. It was worse than the forecast, and it was worse than what it previously was. But let's look at the initial jobless claims. 217,000 jobless claims this week. This is people filing for unemployment. Previously was at 221,000. Look, no revision. That's bullish in my opinion. Consensus was that it was going to be up to 223,000. Forecast was going to be 225,000. Guys, it came in at 217. This is showing re-strengthening of the job market right now because it was not as bad as it was, and it was lower than what it has been. Now, let's go jump into the more detailed down here, and we'll take a look and see what the continuing jobless claims looked like. They were expecting that this is people that have filed last week that also are filing a continuation weekly, right? It was at 188 million, 188.4 million that got revised there. But looking at it, it was 187.3 million at 1,873,000. That is 187.3 million continuing jobless claims there. They thought it would be about 188 million to 189.5 million. Came in below that, so less people stayed on unemployment than what they were expecting, and it beat what it previously was before. So, core PPI year over year came in at 3.1. This is the one that everyone's talking about because this again excludes food and energy. If you don't put food and energy in there, the price of production is still going up. So the inflation is returning there. And that's one of the reasons that you're seeing this uncertainty in the market today of a fight up and down, giving a little bit of volatility for us today. So I think that's about it on the economic data today, guys. What do we have tomorrow? Let me look at that. And just so we can know, tomorrow we get retail sales tomorrow, guys. It is expected to be slowing down a little bit. I don't know how this number is going to come out. Honestly, I think it might come in at this 0.3% on consensus and forecast. But I do have to say that there might have been a lot of front running on sales because a lot of retail companies are pushing sales really hard in October, especially in November. I think that even if this does come in at that 0.3%, shows a little bit of slowdown for last month. The next one coming out in December for November will be pretty good. I think we're getting more retail sales than what people actually think we are right now because of the holiday season. Looking at the stock market here, we do have the NASDAQ down just slightly right now, 0.06%. S&P and the Dow both green on the upside. Dow's up 0.17% there, and S&P just flipped to red. It's sitting right about neutral. So, like I said, volatility in the markets today, a lot of unknown and uncertainty going on there back and forth with that data the way it came in. Let's look over here at the greed. Guys, we are in 88 extreme greed right now in the fear and greed index. There's the Kabisi letter breakdown. According to him, breaking October PPI inflation rises to 2.4%. Core PPI rises to 3.1%. So both PPI and CPI, this was yesterday's data and today's data, are officially now back on the rise with core inflation sitting above 3%. The Fed's job is still far from done here. You know what? We've been dealing with this for over a year. The Fed's job has been far from done for a while. They're continuing to do it. And what happened? We've had markets continue to pump. This is the status quo. I will let it be what it is, and we'll just continue to run these markets until we see a collapse of the system, which I don't think comes yet. I think that's going to be probably in 2025, where we start to see all of the data catch up, and we start to see the recessionary presence. So, and then I wanted to show you this, guys. This is pretty good here. This was a post yesterday. Bloomberg put it out. Breaking: billionaire Elon Musk and entrepreneur Vivek Ramaswamy will lead a new Department of Government Efficiency, Trump says. And then Elizabeth Warren, good old Elizabeth Warren, comes in. The Office of Government Efficiency is off to a great start with split leadership. 2 people to do the work of 1 person. Yeah, this seems really efficient. Again, Elizabeth Warren showing her complete freaking ignorance about everything, not knowing what she's talking about, and never doing an ounce of actual research. She got responded back to by Elon Musk. Unlike you, neither of us are being paid, so it is very efficient indeed. Doge will do great things for America, for the American people. Let history be the judge. No, of course not. Pocahontas wants to judge, so let her be the judge there. What else do we have here? Let's talk about this. Actually, I think we're just going to talk about the headline. We'll come back and dig into this with OC after we look at the chart. Will Bitcoin reach $100,000? Experts shared their Bitcoin price prediction for 2024. We'll look at that headline today. And then this is how the crypto market will look when Bitcoin price tops this cycle, according to sentiment analysis. This is actually a really good one. It's talking about profit taking, guys. So we're going to look at all of that later on here in the show. But I want to get back over to OC, ask him what he thinks about all of this data that just came in. I mean, we're getting a little bit hot on the PPI, CPI, CPI yesterday, PPI today. We are showing that we are seeing that the labor market is continuing to hold on to the edge of the cliff. How do you feel about the inflation rearing its ugly head again? Is this anything new, or are you kind of happy to see status quo? Let the struggle continue between the Federal Reserve and this data, because until it crashes, market smashes. I'm just saying, like, it's looking good. So, in my opinion, this is nothing new. We've just seen a continuation. What are your thoughts on all of this data, OC, and how are you feeling about that?
So, I mean, I have mixed feelings, and this is not a secret. We've been talking about this over and over and over, and I do recall at least 4 classes talking about what we do, right? When you mention, the video doesn't match the audio or vice versa, and we were talking about, like, well, what do we follow, right? Narrative or data, or or covered data or revision numbers, right? And we agreed on, or we know that we should be, as long as we can, follow narrative. Because if we were shorting from, 3 weeks ago, we would have been get stopped out, right? So you follow narrative until numbers says otherwise, right? Until data is just basically powerful enough to overtake whatever the narrative is saying. But you from now start planning for your exit plan. So job numbers, all data that is coming out, I think at this point is going to keep holding on to it. I think we're going to keep pumping. And as you mentioned, big retracements are not yet to come till farther throughout 2025 or even 2026. At this point, I think election sentiments not wear out or not wear off. Why? Because all of them, and this is amazing, right? I mean, a president wins, and then all the cards or dominoes start falling one after another, just for the greater good of the United States, right? So, I'm very happy for that. And I think that adds to the emotion. And you remember that emotion moves markets because of FOMO or food. So I think we're still seeing that pump being playing out. And I am sticking to the narrative. That's what I'm sticking to until at least January, when everybody has already spent their savings. We also see some of those Bitcoin savings, or sorry, gains being taken out. Until I see people actually feeling the lack of money, lack of liquidity, that's when I start looking back at my exit plan and at revision numbers. Because at this point, everybody's just freaking happy.
Yeah, exactly. Just let it run. Status quo. Like I said, status
You
quo. Let it go.
muted.
And you're muted. Uh, I, guys, we're going to go over and look at the chart. First, I want to jump over here. We're going to give a little teaser, guys. We're going to talk about this coming soon. This is a strategy tester, and it's back testing. $49,375 in profit there, 4,937% gains, and then 3,040% gains. Just a little teaser of what might be coming soon, and then. But we're going to take a look at this chart, guys. We are getting a pullback here. I think we need to get in and let's talk about some Bitcoin, guys. Where are we at right now? What are we looking at? Let's take a look at that heat map when we're done here. Looking at Bitcoin here right now, guys, we are getting a pullback to the 3D cloud here. Sudden pullback, like we pumped up, we grabbed the liquidity here, and now we're getting a pullback. Matter of fact, if I bring this down on a lower time frame, I'm pretty sure we had a liquidity zone that was here. It may have gotten cleaned out. It looks like it did. This is looking like we do have some pullback coming, guys. I'm going to be watching this level down here. Now, on the 15-minute there was a nice level here of liquidity pickup that's coming in right now at about 88,473. I actually think we're going to break that. Why? Because that's going to be a little bit deeper in the zone here. I'm actually watching for us to come down to about 86,750. Downside on that 86,200. So we'll call it 86.5 to put it right in the middle of this area. This is the area that I'm watching for. If we can't hold that area, you see, I got an alert set right there. That's that white arrow right there on the side. I do have an alert set right now. That alert is set at about 87,626, just to give me, hey, we're heading to that liquidity block. If we do break that though, watch down here. You see how this one is red? There's a lot of sell orders here. Like people are going, look, if we go that low, I'm selling out my stuff, right? But you look here at this liquidity zone and it's green. We got a lot more bullish buy orders here than there is bearish sell orders. And it is coming in right in line with the dynamic reactors. So would be a good pickup area. That's coming in at about 85.5. Not a bad area to get into, in my opinion. Let's look at the oscillator, see how that's looking. It does look like the oscillator on the 1 hour is starting to give us a transition period going into the light pink here. Actually, it looks like hot pink, and the true 7 is also coming down. Let's look at this on some higher time frames just to see what this is looking like, because it could just be a very slight cool off on this pullback. Let this load in for us. There we go. Looks like money flow is still good. So we do have the ribbon coming down. True 7 is almost all the way back down after peaking here. Started to give us a little push up here and then bam, right back down again. So I am seeing that we are coming down on the True 7. Volume is slowing down, but money flow is staying strong. I would have to say overall right now, this isn't looking horrible. I think it's just going to be a pullback area that we've got to keep an eye on. Let's go over and pull up the side-by-side on the let's do, yeah, we'll do that one. I just want to see where we are here with the side-by-side pulling this on with the RSI primed. And we'll look at this on the 4 hour and see how this is looking. So let's auto sync these. There we go. We're synchronized. Yeah, we're cooling off decent right now, guys. We're hitting the top right now through the daily Bollinger Band. I could see us coming down and cooling this off. We have a long way to go on the 4 hour for the RSI. I mean, honestly, guys, we could really pull back. Looking at that 1 hour again, we could really pull back easily all the way into this range here of about that $86,000 to $85,000 and still be in a structure on the higher time frames that looks pretty bullish still. I mean, you look here, we got a high, got a low. Well, coming back in, we could come all the way down to 85.1 and still be creating this nice pattern here. 85,000. I guess it'd be about 85,900. So about 86, and still be in this nice little broadening wedge here going on. So nothing that I'm seeing is causing me too much scare and concern. I do think we are going to get a decent little pullback maybe on this. But as we go into tomorrow's data, like I said, nothing massive tomorrow on the data side. Retail sales, that's it. And it's actually expected to be a little bit low, but if we get a surprise tomorrow, we could rally this all the way into the weekend, which leads us to that poll that we have on the thing there, guys. When do you think we hit $100,000 Bitcoin this month, next month, Q1 2025? Or it's not gonna happen, bro. Let us know in that poll what you guys think. As of right now, that poll is showing 52% calling this month, 38% for next month. Actually, that just changed. To what did it change to? Come on, load for me. 43%, I think it said. I think it said 43%. Um, I don't know. I don't know why it did that. It's so weird. Okay. Um, Anyway, it's like 43% on there. I'll have to look at that on my phone, but it is looking pretty decent. Shout out to Alex O Crypto, our people just now joining in here in the house. They got redirected over here. Love to see the Otter gang in the house walking in. Guys, drop those otters in the chat. Let me know. Let Otter know. Let Alex O know that we strongly love and support our brother over there on the other channel, and I'm pretty sure Alexander G is going to be dropping a little link there for his show. If you guys don't follow him, I'm sure you all do, but you need to be following him. OC, I'm going to look at this heat map here before you jump into your chart. Show us what you're seeing on Bitcoin. But I do want to talk about this because we do have some levels coming in right now that we need to be watching below us. Let me put this on a 48-hour. Is this thing going to load for us today? There it goes. We are coming down and cleaning out these areas that were down here sitting at about this $92,000 range. Now on the 48-hour, we've got one about 89.9. That is where the hottest liquidity is at on the 48-hour there. And then if we come in and check out the 3-day, see where this is at, this is going to be our area that we need to be watching here. Again, that was we got really hot areas all the way down into like 80. What is this? What is that? About 80, 85, 84, $85,000 range. We could come all the way down there to sweep that liquidity. We don't have any liquidity sitting above us until you get onto like the weekly and monthly, I believe. And then that's going to be coming in at about 95,000, I think it was. Yeah, it's about 93.4. I don't think we're going to come down all the way to 75,000, but if we did, holy crap. OC, what are you seeing on your charts? Let's try to get some insight there and look at these levels. Do we go all the way down to this $85,000 range, or do we head back up to the 93.4? Let us know what you're seeing, bro.
Absolutely. So let's get started here first with 12 hour. It's a little bit of a mess, but let me turn on my predictive ranges and then we're going to go for, come on, I did turn it off. Sorry about that. I just remembered yesterday I was messing with them. Predictive ranges. There we go. I usually keep it on 12 hour 50 or even just keep it at chart. But at this point, let's just keep it on 12 hour. Let's just give it a little second here and let's let them plot. There we go. So at this point, we're heading to the gray area here. We're seeing a rejection. I do think that we're gonna be keep piercing through them. Reaching back at 84 still within play, right? In fact, you can see that I have two lines in here, and that is for the 4-hour. Let's go to the 4-hour and start looking at it. So what I do see, it is yesterday, remember that I had these two lines. This line was already broken, or we're teasing to break it, and we have this other line that also was broken. So let's just keep it like this and assume that this was a fake out. Right now, we're bouncing out of a golden line right down here. And I think that's going to be strong enough for it to launch us back up there. Something important I'm seeing, it is the money flow. And let me just make it a little bit easier for you guys. So quick tip, if you're using the Oscillator Pro Plus, it is just do money mode. But just so you know, money flow needs to be turned on, right? So money flow tracker turn on, and then you do money mode, and you'll see just money flow being out there here. So money flow is still high and constant. I don't see any signals or going through the red zone like in here or thinning out like in here. That usually tells me that we're gonna keep having a little bit more of that push to the upside, right? Yes, it is true that we have a multiple divergence in here, and maybe a sweep of the lows could be it, like something like that before we go. So just in case, I'll be looking at 83,900, so 84 zone for a possible reentry or a breakout out of this area right here for a continuation. I think a sweep of the lows should be the best case scenario, and that is because we are accumulating a ton of bearish divergences, right? We need to see that the divergence being broken, and not only broken, but seeing that price recuperation to have that liquidity. Let me go to a cleaner chart in here so I can show you something else. Right here, if we grab this low and draw a trend line right all the way up here, look where we have that confluence. We have a line in here. We have the top of the fair value gaps there. And if I start throwing on here, my I need to bring up my, where is it? Where are you? Where are you? This is it. All right. My volume profile, you see that I have a positive volume. And let me just bring it up somewhere between here and here. All right. So as you can see, we start building up this area as the confluence zone. And guess where we are at that? 85,700. So going down to these areas and then waking down a little bit just for that volatility, as we have seen in the recent past, will not be out of the question. So that's why I think that we should be going back down to the trend line to grab some momentum and then push back up once again. But so far, I'm not going to be taking any shorts at this point until I start breaking this trend line and rejecting out of that area for the next area of liquidity right down there. So other than that, I think that's how I'm going to be playing out throughout this next 2 weeks. And remember, holidays are coming. People might be taking some profits, and we might be seeing a little bit of that retraction on the markets.
Yep. I do want to point something out here real fast. If we jump over here, we were looking at that heat map area down here about $75,000. Okay. I don't think it's going to head down that far, but I do want to put out the possibility here, because if we look over here, guys, we've talked about this. We do have a CME gap that comes in at about $81,000. All the way down to the bottom here. You put this on the daily and you'll see cleanly there's the CME gap on the daily close right there, which is coming in on the bottom side about 77. So 77.3, I think it is 77,300. Yeah. So we do have a CME gap there. Looking here at the current market, guys, stock side, Dow's barely holding on, up 0.1%. S&P and the NASDAQ are both in the red. This is flipping. This was just red a minute ago. It's flipping back and forth. We are getting a lot of volatility, but let's talk about the long game on this, because I want to come over here. This was on the thumbnail. Shout out to Titan of Crypto. He's looking here at the power law, and I want to talk about this for a second, guys, because on the power law, can you shrink down for me? Thanks. Appreciate that. Come on. There we go. Perfect. All right. So we look at the power law corridor here, guys. If you guys don't know what this is, it's I can't remember the guy's name offhand, but he did the power law corridor. Let me know in the chat if you know his name offhand. I knew it this morning and then I brain dumped it. He talks about this accumulation zone and then the power flex, right? This is this upper red zone here. And every cycle we've had this breakout when we broke the line. Titan of Crypto is talking about here on his post today that we're on the imminent breakout of the blue line, guys. That's where we get the breakout into the power law explosion, the flex zone of the power there, the power surge, if you will, in the cycle. And we, now to keep in mind, we did have one before where we came up and we pulled back in and then had a continuation cycle. I want to tell you guys, if you take this area right here, that this fake out area right there above OC's head. Point up, OC. Point up. If you take that fake out area right there, right, and you look at this sharp pullback, this could easily fall in line with what we've been talking about for the 2025 quarter one topping, going into a recessionary 2025 summer, and then by the end of 2025, breaking out again for the extended cycle theory coming because of a recession dropping in the middle of our normal run. We could see $100,000 fake out hit here on this cycle, and then the pullback of the recession, that 70% chance right now of a recession in 2025. You got play odds. That's what we're doing here every day. When we trade a long or a short, we're looking at a 50-50 chance, right? We try to give us a little house edge, or a little edge against the house with our analytics and our fundamentals, right? We're 70% is right now is the odds of a recession in 2025. So if we're looking at that setup there of a recession in 2025, guys, we could easily be looking at a repeat of that cycle that was right there by OC with that fake out, the comeback down section there of the recessionary presence, and then another boost again later in the cycle. And we could get a proven thesis there of the extended cycle setup. So I just wanted to point that out. This is what was on there, fake out or breakout. What do you guys think we're going to see? Let me know in the chat. If you think we're going to see a fake out, hit $100,000 and then pull back, and then later on in 2025, late summer 2025, start to head into another run up again when we typically would be topping out the market, which would be crazy. We'll talk about that in a second, what that would look like. Put a 1 in the chat if you think that's the scenario. Put a 2 in the chat if you think we're going to get a breakout. It's not a fake out. So one for fake out and later breakout, a 2 for just straight breakout. It's coming. So let me know in the chat what you guys think. Let's talk about that scenario, OC, of if, everyone has in their brain, it's programmed, right? September, October 2025, that's the market top, right? That's based on cycle. Rect Capital, we talked about it earlier this week. If you take the bottom to the halving, flip it over, halving to the top, it's about the same, right? That would be September, October time period. What happens when we get there and everyone starts selling off, and then all of a sudden they realize this market's an extended cycle and it just takes off and leaves everyone? Can you imagine when everyone was holding on and rode it all the way back down because they were waiting for $100,000 Bitcoin last cycle? What happens when October comes along and people go, you ain't getting me this time, and they start to sell and they get got because it continues going on? Like that. The amount of upset in the space, I think you would have so many people FOMOing back in, which would create a lot of volatility, spikes up and down. Like, oh, they're buying again. Let's sell it. Let's grab some liquidity. And it would be insane, I think. What are your thoughts on that, man?
I mean, we've seen something alike, right? And that was a double top of, or the exaggerated cut pounds on the previous cycle. Something about the cycles, and we need to also understand that based on the chart that you showed, it is that also by design, Bitcoin, it is intended to become a stable coin, right? So throughout the time, we should be looking. Yeah, we should be looking at more extended cycles. Exactly, right? And less of a peaks. Right now, it's still a game. It's still a little joke to say somewhere around. It's still a little tool, right? We're catching up to meta just yet. I mean, still not a reality. But if you start comparing it to Forex, there is still a long way to go. Nonetheless, we already have seen that double top, or that not the blow off top that we expected. I think we could be seeing that. Why? Because retail, it's a little weird. And I think retail needs both extremes. Hey, we're hitting 100K, sell it all right? I mean, as you mentioned, you're not going to get me this time. And we're going to have a massive hysteria. And people are going to start selling out. Then ETF are also going to be, you know what, let's cut it off before retail F us up, right? And then what's going to happen? Retail comes back in and says, hey, look at how low is it, right? And then maybe after October comes back again, bonuses, better job numbers, so on and so forth. And if job data and economical data has at least a slightly bit improved numbers, I think we're gonna see maybe again something like a double top. But
people are there's going to be so much PTSD for crypto people, dude. I'm just going to put it out there. Like, everyone's going to be like, what the hell, crypto?
yes. And I think that's going to be a double gotcha like before, because we're not used to it.
Is that like a Tamagotchi?
I think so. Yes.
I got my double
I think
gotcha.
so. So that's my thought based on everything played out the way that is playing out at this point, right? Maybe going to 100K, even 150K, if we're lucky enough. You were saying how soon, right? And I was, you know what, maybe at the end of the beginning of next quarter. But you were right. I mean, we are so close. We're so close that we can taste it, right? We can taste
Yep.
it, and I think that that emotion, it's gonna have a big impact to the price.
Well, let's go talk about this article here, and then let's get into some altcoins, especially some memes, because I think you got a news article on some meme coins here. But guys, this is an article here. This is from Finance Magnates, magnates.com. Will Bitcoin reach $100,000? Experts are sharing the Bitcoin price predictions for 2024. Bitcoin price surges past $93,000 as experts predict a $100,000 target by the end of 2024. Let's just jump down here and look and see. Hey, sir, you get off my chart. Thank you. Let's go down here and look and see what they're talking about. From bear market to all-time high, taking a look here at this, the crypto industry has witnessed unprecedented growth with Bitcoin reaching new all-time highs of 93,495 on Wednesday. According to Coinbase data, contributing to Bitcoin surge are multiple factors, including Trump's presidential victory and the BlackRock institutional involvement. Bitcoin has had an impressive run in 2024, gaining nearly 30% in the recent weeks, surpassing $93,000. Analysts from various crypto and financial research firms have shared predictions on Bitcoin's price for year end. Ryan Lee of BitGet Research believes that cryptocurrency's November momentum could propel it past past $100,000, citing historical patterns and post-halving cycle trends. There we go. Let's get that sized right. Sometimes it's too big. If the history repeats itself, Bitcoin's projected growth could take it well above 100,000 by the month's end. So they're talking November here, okay? $100,000, well past that, he says. Expert analysis and year-end predictions. Meanwhile, Bitfinex analysts attribute Bitcoin's momentum to Trump's presidential victory and the potential for continued interest rate cuts in the U.S. It does look like we're going to get those. Another 25 basis points coming in December, according to the current CME group. We expect Bitcoin to accumulate in range with $100,000 in a few months. They're talking December, January time period there, maybe even February. Adding that Trump's administration is likely to support pro-crypto policies, boosting adoption among institutional investors. So here's the analysis here. Ryan Lee, November timeframe, 2024, $100,000 plus. Bitfinex, $100,000 early 2025. Fadi Bolfa Copper, not sure. I'm sure butchered that or nailed it. One or the other. $100,000 by January 2025. OKX beyond $100,000 by the end of 2024. Tony, low to mid 90s by the end of 2024. Josh Gilbert from eToro, $100,000 by the end of 2024. Crypto Quant said $58,974 by the end of 2024. 58.9, guys. That's $59,000. He said overheated derivatives activity, potential for market correction and consolidation. That would be a hell of a consolidation. What's the percentage while I'm looking at this, OC? What percentage would that be from our top that we had at 93K down to 59,000. We'll come back to that in a second and get that answer from you. SwiftX, $103,000 by the end of 2024. Guy, HDI Fund, $100,000 by the end of 2024. Higher than current levels. Good answer. Sure. Okay. Quantum Economics by the end of 2024. And then wrapping it up here, $80,000 to $95,000 by the end of 2024 for independent analysis. And the collective shifts at $100,000 by the end of 2024. So most of these are calling for 100,000 plus by the end of 2024, with some outliers saying low to mid 90s. And then this one here, 59,000 calling for a massive pullback. How could that happen? We do have some profit taking. So let's talk about this for a second. This is how the crypto market will look when Bitcoin price tops this cycle, according to Santiment. And he's the analyst that say Bitcoin can rally as high as $150,000 to $200,000 this cycle, which would be later next year in 2025. The Santiment said one could determine the state of the market when Bitcoin reaches its top by assessing the actions of smaller Bitcoin holders. Us retail. That's what he's talking about. How much profit they currently realize amid the asset's price rally. The market and its analysis can be approached in several ways, often complementary to each other. One of the ways that they look at there is the on-chain data of how many people are taking profit. So as behavior of smaller Bitcoin holders, zero point zero 0.01 to 1 Bitcoin, whether it indicates whether retail traders are joining the rally. Profit-taking patterns show whether this is happening, right? And as of right now, profit-taking is healthy. So we are seeing these little rallies up, these pumps that we get, and then there's little pullbacks. What that is a lot of profit-taking. Per the analysis from Sentiments, retail activity and profit taking had not fully materialized by November 13th. On-chain data shows retail investors started decreasing their balances in mid-October when this rally started. On the other hand, sentiment analysis found a healthy profit-taking pattern, showing spikes correlating with each uptick in the Bitcoin price. So every time we get a tick up, we would get another reset there on profit taking, and then they would tick back up again. Showing these spikes of the correlating when Bitcoin hits a market top this season, analysts expect to witness a pattern seen earlier this year when Bitcoin hit $73,000 back in March and we had that big pullback. Meanwhile, it may take some time before Bitcoin can record a top in the cycle because several analysts believe that the leading crypto asset could rally as high as $150,000, while others assert that the bull market would extend all the way out to October 2025. So we are seeing a lot of healthy profit taking, and that's good. No one's ever gone broke taking profit. I always recommend people to take some profit. If you're up, settle on a little bit of profit. It's never a bad idea to protect what you made and have dry powder available. But as of right now, it hasn't fully materialized for November. We saw it in October. Right now, a lot of people just trying to get in there on the other side and get past this 100K. I think that might be when we start to see that pullback. What's that percentage from here down to 59K though that we saw in that analysis? What would that percentage pullback be on that, OC?
From that to 59K is at 36%. From right now, where we are right now, is 33.64.
And
But
that's a typical. We've seen that. We've seen that in bull cycles. 30% pullbacks are normal for us. So I don't know. Your thoughts on that, OC? 59K. You think we're going to see that?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I mean, I would say that maybe will be just within those areas, but because that has to do again with the market cap, right? So the higher that we go, the smaller the physical or the visual drop is going to be, but the same of the percentage is gonna be. I mean, last time we had a drop from 47%, right? And
Yeah.
we even had throughout that rounded top a 26%. So 26 to 30, that's not much. And not only we had it once, we had it 3 times that 30% drop, and we kept on going. So yeah, I mean, it is not out of the question. I would just say that it would vary slightly bit based on the market cap that we have on Bitcoin at a time of the event. But other than that, I mean, that's completely possible.
Yeah, it is. Let's go ahead and take a look at the charts, though. Let's go take a look at that. I do want to point out, guys, that we're going to come back and get into some meme talk here because the memes are really the movers right now. They're the big winners, but we are getting another bounce here again on the 3D trend right now, looking at the hourly on Bitcoin. But as we were showing earlier, guys, on that crypto bubbles chart, of course, it's going to switch here now. We're going to get a lot of red in here, but really Pepe, Popcat, Brett, Peanut, Bog, Mew, these are the whiff. These are the big movers, even still on the daily, sitting in this red. The ones that have made enough money over the past 24 hours to still be sitting as green bubbles here is the meme coin. So OC, let's kick it over to your chart and let's see what you're seeing there on the memes, because you saw a thing about Pepe this morning, and we just had somebody in here, Jesse Gellick was talking about, hey, Pepe's getting ready to do another breakout. So a shout out to Jesse. Let's go take a look at that. And then we also had a request for AKT. So if you want to knock out Pepe, that article, and AKT while we're over here, let's go ahead and knock that out.
Absolutely. So very quickly here, we're gonna get started not with PEPE exactly, But DEGEN, right? Just we talked about DEGEN. We enter setup, see here, and then we launch it to this area right here. Let's just take a look at what happens. That was exactly the game, right? That was exactly the play. So, guys, if you're not paying attention to the class, ding, ding, ding. This is your warning sign, guys. You're missing out. You're missing out. This is my first taking profit, as we discussed yesterday, right here. And my second taking profit is going to be all the way up here. I already have taken TP number one, and my stop is at entry. So I'm not only have nothing to lose at this point. This is only now it's pure gains. So regardless what happens, I'm going to be walking out with gains and zero losses, right? So be prepared to execute these kind of trades. Move your stop loss to entry, take early profits, pay yourself, and that's the way you start adding to your wallet, right? Going to the PEPE news, we have seen here PEPE hits all-time. It's been my stock. Hello, hello. Oh, I
You're
don't
good.
know what
Go.
Dragon stock.
Yeah,
All
you
right.
froze for a second, but you're good. Go.
Thank you. So basically, Pepe's daily trading volume also rose by 313%, reaching a whopping 21.5 billion with B, guys. So, man, this has been crazy. So let's just take a look at it very quick to Pepe to see how is it playing out. Maybe a possible entry here that we might be seeing right now. This is a retracement. And let's get started with either we're bullish or bearish, right? We absolutely were bullish. I mean, there's no question about it. Then what is the next area of support? We are on big areas of support at this point, but remember, it's not just about one single indicator. It's about adding your chances, right, and your indicators to perform a way better prediction in here. So very quick, we have a big spike right here on retail, and also maybe another one in here where we also have the dynamic reactor coming in strong. So the only thing that I'll be looking for, it's going to be, remember, tiny candles, right? And then switch of those candle colors. So far, this we are running into big support, but still not the game or the time right now to enter on that one. I will be looking for a flip of the rebound right down here. Something important to note. Look at how much compression we're building, right? And what happened with that compression? We did have a burst, but still, we did not release on that pressure. Usually, when we have the burst movement, which was in the past was not as big in here. When we have the burst movement, in this case, what happened? We released some pressure, and the cloud expanded. So far, we did have the burst movement, but we did not release some pressure, and that is because of the well activities. So, guys, be careful on Pepe. Might be having another big mover here. And let's go over the liquidation part in here, and let's try to forecast where we're going to be seeing that liquidation being taken. So far, yes, we are in big support. And what's going to be easier to take, I would say to the top. So maybe something like that to create maybe a cricket double top and then an M pattern to start grabbing some liquidity down here. So just be careful in this one. I would recommend setting your alerts and revisiting your analysis. Remember, entry point for me will be at support on price action with flip of the ribbon, not losing the zero line. If I lose the zero line, I'll be waiting for a full retracement and down here on the oscillator. Going to AKT. AKT looking good. I mean, it did had a big mover here. We talked about this a couple of days ago. I think it was either yesterday or when did we talk about AKT? I don't quite remember, but we had a little bit of an analysis in here, right? Let's just bring up the stuff in here. What do we have right down here? We have an area of support. Seems that we're going to the area of support. Not only that, we also have a big spike in here. So what I'm going to be expecting is going to be looking for the flip of the rebound. Most likely it's going to happen at the bottom, and we're going to be piercing through that area. Be careful, because at that point we are for sure going to be below the zero line. Let me draw one more trend line going from here all the way like that, trying to catch this low, this low, this low, and then the breakout, right? As you can see, we're breaking down. So it's not about the breakout, guys. It is about what? The retest And guess what? Off we go. So AKT not looking good unless this is not a breakout and we pierce through, we bounce from here. That is your long entry as we are above the zero line and we go for this movement here, just like it happened here. Look at that. Going down, breaking through, going for support, your entry. What is your entry? Right there. You see it clearly. And then off we go. So bearish scenario most likely to happen is that we're going to have a bounce to the trend line or to the dynamic reactor and bounce back down. That's going to be scenario number one, right? Let's mark it here. Scenario number one, bearish, 1B. And scenario number two will be bullish, BU, so BE. All right, so scenario bullish, it is not bouncing from the trend line, but breaking through, going to the next area of resistance, coming back, your entry, right, with a flip of the ribbon above the zero line, and off you go to the moon. So that's what I got on AKT. We still need to hold it a little bit. Be careful with that one.
Yeah, I just want to jump over and show you guys what's happening with Bitcoin dominance right now, because as we're watching these markets move right now, Bitcoin obviously, getting a nice doji going on here. It's fighting to stay inside the 3D trend. Guys, remember these two levels down here. We do have those still in play, 85,000. 86,000, two levels of liquidity there that would be grabbing liquidity from back here and back here. But when we go over and we look at the Bitcoin dominance, guys, we did get a nice rejection up here, double top here at about 61.3% on the Bitcoin dominance. Bitcoin dominance starting to come back up again right now on the hourly. We are trying to get this move right here, bringing Bitcoin dominance back up, meaning altcoins are selling off pretty heavy against Bitcoin right now. Of course, things like Solana holding pretty well. It's not down as much. Let's go take a look at Solana. We have gone into, on the hourly, we have gone into the bearish 3D trend area here, but we've got levels coming in for Solana right now, hitting on this dynamic reactor in this bullish liquidity zone. Right below that, the quantum reactor. So we got a good support area of about $208 to $206.50 here that I'm watching for support on Solana right now. Let's put this over to the 4-hour and see how Solana's looking here. Yeah, we got a value area high coming in at about $200 even also. We do have, I want to point out, that 3D trend coming into play on that range also for that liquidity block there and that value area high of the fixed range volume profile. Let's go over here and take a look at that fixed range volume profile, see what's there. Yeah, big node there, right there at the top of that zone. You can see the peak of the zone of that node is like right in there. That's right in line there with that liquidity zone. So I could see a $200 bounce here on Solana. It would not be a horrible thing. Of course, it's all going to depend on what's happening with Bitcoin today. I think that we do get a little bit of sell-off today. We come down to some support areas that we've talked about here on the show. And then at those areas, just sit there and watch for those entries on some good support confluence. Take a look at your oscillators, and that's how you approach that today. As of right now, does look like we're getting quite a bit of a sell-off going on across all of the standard markets here. Let's just jump over and take a look real fast. I want to take a look at the current stock market picture. Yeah, we're in the red on everything. Down about 0.25% on the NASDAQ, about 0.25%, just under on the S&P, and down about 0.1% on the Dow. Oil coming up and the 10-year yield slowing down a little bit. So showing a little bit of market weakness there from the economic data today. When you see that 10-year yield pulling back, that's the sentiment of the economy that's in play right now, pulling down these markets, not just take profit and sell off. So we are quick to forget. We quickly forget how bad things are, and we continue to move on. So let everything settle down today. Look for your entries on those support areas and pick it up and run with it when they hit there, guys. Just, that's how you play that move. If you are so inclined to jump into a short today, just, remember, set your stop loss, because these things can flip around and shoot up and squeeze you out really quickly. So make sure you're using a stop loss if you're trying to short in a bull market. So if you're looking for those bull market entries, though, guys, look at those levels of confluence, set your entries there and let it ride. So OC, that is about all we have time for today. We are at the bottom of the hour, but I appreciate everyone. Let's go check out this poll. When will Bitcoin hit $100,000? 45% said this month, 36% said next month, 15% said Q1 2025, and 4% of our viewers that voted are super bears. And they said it ain't gonna happen, bro. So, so there you go. There's the end of the poll. Let's go ahead and end that. I appreciate everyone that joined us here today for the morning market report, guys. You guys are awesome, and we love all of you guys. OC, what do you got for the people on the way out? Tell them what they get if they smash that like button.
Absolutely. Guys, thank you so much for joining today. Remember to click that like button, because if you do, and just for today, if you click the like button, the battery of your mobile is going to last you for the rest of the day. Not if you're an iPhone, though.
So you can continue to trade on your phone. Got it. Yeah, I love it. I love it.
Absolutely.
All right, guys. Go ahead and smash that like button. Share this with a friend. Sharing is caring. We appreciate you all. Don't forget to tune in tonight, because it is Thursday. Tune in tonight to the Crypto Nightcap. Guys, I don't know that there's going to be an afternoon show today for Trade Academy. I've got my car. I actually got a phone call while we were live. I got to take my car in to get some PPF fixed on a mirror. So I'm going to be taking that in. I'm not sure how long that's going to take, but probably not going to be an afternoon show today. We will be live in the Discord for TA 101 for our members. So if you guys aren't in there, go check it out. You guys can sign up. We still have some open spots locked in at that discounted price. And we'll be doing TA 101 with those guys today in the Discord. And then tonight, Crypto Nightcap, 8:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, bringing you guys all kinds of fun alpha, the great gang over there, Tradefly and FT White. And then tomorrow morning, don't forget, tune in. Good Morning Crypto with BC Port Corp at pre-market. And we'll be here to break down what happens with retail sales at the market open at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Guys, thanks for joining us here on Piper Academy today. We appreciate you all. OC, you are a rock. I appreciate you also, man. Thanks for being here always. Guys, till next time, thanks for tuning in. Trade safe. And as always, use a stop loss. Let's go raid Randy Hipper's house. Let's drop those graduation caps in the chat, guys. Let's get it. You guys take care. Later.
I don't know what they keep telling me. I don't know what they keep telling me. Ain't no school like Piper Academy. Ain't no school like Piper Academy. We'll keep that front line covered, even when we're dead and gone. We'll find a way to keep going, cause we gon' keep on rolling out the wheels fall low. I know you hungry for knowledge, that's profit appetite. Classes in session, this for the Army Piper acolytes. Trade flag at the soul, train ready. What a line from OCI, from a Mexican spaghetti. Yo, crunch crypto with a deep dive to reject dime. And if you like the visual powered by Chart Prime, then you were part of that alumni, that's all spine. But if you have, step fall back to offline. We'll keep that front line covered, even when we're dead and gone. We'll find a way to keep going, cause we gon' keep on rolling out the wheels fall low. Sound off.
To get with them, the ZTS rhythm. Alexandra.
Yeah, that's my alumni, you know what I mean.
That was awesome, dude.